Today, I'm answering your questions. First question comes from Concert Buddy, aka Chance. Chance is a good guy. He says, what's the greatest learning inside the hobby about making videos on YouTube, etc., that you've experienced since you've started? All right, this is a good one because I have learned a ton of stuff from doing YouTube videos, and I continue to learn stuff, whether it's technical stuff involving editing videos and lighting, or whether it's coming up with interesting topics or whatever. There's a ton of stuff I'm always learning. One of the more interesting things I've learned is that there are certain topics that are guaranteed to elicit really negative comments from a small percentage of viewers. And because I'm a sucker for punishment, let me go through some of those now. All right, the first one is Crosleys record players or any all-in-one record player. If I say anything remotely positive about these record players, I instantly get some negative reaction. Not a ton, I don't want to exaggerate, but it certainly is a divisive topic, and my position on these all-in-ones hasn't changed. I see nothing wrong with them. I think that they serve a valuable purpose in helping young people or new record collectors or people wondering if they might be into this whole record collecting thing. It allows them to dip their toes into this pond. I bought my kids these before. They kind of dug them. And I've heard from a lot of people who've started out on these all-in-ones and kind of progressed to something better down the road. I mean, I'm not making the argument that these are good record players. They are not, but they do serve a purpose. And my stance on that is unwavering. I've noticed also when I talk about the rising cost of records, the rising cost of vinyl, that tends to generate some negative comments as well. And there's a certain percentage of people who believe that if you love vinyl, if you love collecting these things, you shouldn't express any negative opinions about the rising cost, right? Which, again, doesn't make sense to me. I can love something and still be critical of it. If I see something I disagree with, or if I see or feel that people are being taken advantage of, I'm going to weigh in. Man, I love records. I have hundreds, but if I see the increasing cost of records as an issue, yeah, of course I'm going to call it out. But again, some people are like, be true, man. You're not a true record collector if you have a problem with the price of records. There are other options. Just stop complaining and suck it up. I mean, the same thing holds true when I'm talking about some of my favorite bands. And if I mention that I don't think a particular album is strong or particular song, or don't like the direction the band is going on, inevitably I get those comments saying, Frank, you're not a true fan of that band, which I don't understand at all. My fandom of anything is not unconditional. I call a spade a spade. If I feel record prices are going up at an unreasonable rate, I will say something. If one of my favorite bands is something I don't agree with, I will say something, but some people don't like it when I say those things, and I guess that's just the way it is. And the other thing I've learned, and this is probably the most important thing, is that record collectors are generally an awesome group of people, and particularly viewers of this channel, right? Like 99.99% of people who watch my videos are awesome, man, with such good conversations. And I feel like if I knew a lot of you in real life, we'd be friends and we'd go grab a coffee, if I drank coffee, or grab a beer or whatever. And oftentimes, for the most part, right, doesn't matter what you're into. I can encounter all sorts of different record collectors, and I can be into one thing and you can be in another thing. And just the fact that we collect records or are music fans, ultimately the fact that we are music fans just creates this instant bond, right? So that is probably my biggest takeaway, just how similar all of us music fans and record collectors are, and this common bond we share, this love of music, is generally stronger than any differences we may have, and I absolutely love that.
Love vinyl? Tell the world with a Channel 33 RPM t-shirt. Check out the Channel 33 RPM store today.
Next question comes from Peter, and he says, have you ever considered to stop collecting? Have I ever thought about stopping to collect records? No. I mean, I have slowed down. I don't buy as many records now as compared to like 5 or 10 years ago. And that's partly because of cost, and also due to the fact that a lot of that catalog stuff a lot of that back catalog stuff I wanted, I now own, right? So most of the records that I'm buying now are either new releases or older stuff that is new to me. So I've slowed down, but no, I haven't thought about stopping this altogether. I think I like records too much to stop. Retro Fun 41 wrote, are you an audiophile, and what are the next upgrades you are looking to make? You know, it's funny. Audiophile has become almost this bad word nowadays, right? It has a lot of negative connotations for whatever reason. But am I an audiophile? No, I wouldn't say I'm an audiophile. I would say I'm a frugophile. A frugophile meaning a frugal audiophile, right? A person with... I like to get the best equipment that I can afford, right? And I'm pretty happy with the way my system is right now. And if other priorities in life I have to take care of at the moment, so I don't have a lot of extra disposable money for stereo upgrades, right? Like my kids are 12 and 15. We got to make sure that we have enough money for their university education. I got a mortgage and house renos and all that kind of stuff to do. So my money's tied up largely in that. But, you know, I upgrade as I can. I think the next thing I'm going to upgrade are my speakers, my tower speakers. I'm kind of looking into that a little bit, but that upgrade is probably still a couple of years down the road. But to me, logically, that is what I want to upgrade next. Right now I have some Fluence tower speakers, and I think I want to get something a little bit better in the not too distant future. This question comes from Ben. He writes, why do you always show up late to the annual record show? Are you just letting me buy the best stuff before you show up? So I don't know Ben, but he knows me and has obviously spotted me at the local record show. I'll be honest, I don't like lineups. I don't like waiting in lines. So when it comes to the record shows, I usually wait and show up like an hour or two after it starts, because the crowds aren't quite as large and there's more room to kind of get and check things out. So that's what it comes to. Plus, yes, Ben, I want you, what does he say? Are you letting me buy the best stuff before you show up? Yes, I'm trying to do my best. It's a public service. It's a public service I am doing. All right, Niels, right. Simple question. Have you ever been recognized in public by one of your subscribers? Yes, I have. Well, apparently Ben in the previous question. But yeah, man, I run into channel 33 RPM viewers from time to time. I've run into you guys at the dollar store, at the mall, at concerts, at the airport. And I love it, man. I love it when someone approaches me and says, hey, Frank, I've been watching you on YouTube for years, or I've seen a few of your episodes or whatever, and I really dig it. And I really like that, because when I'm here in the basement talking to the camera, it's easy to forget that you're actually talking to hundreds, if not thousands of people on the other end of that lens. So when I meet people in real life, it really drives that point home to me. So if you ever see me out in public, yeah, feel free to stop me and we'll have a quick chat, because again, I love to meet people who watch this channel. I think it's very cool. This question comes from Jody. Let's ask something a little different here. What are your favorite TV shows at the moment? Man, so many. I'm a big fan of music, obviously, but I'm also a big fan of movies and of TV shows. I got a home theater in the next room. The family's always watching down there. I'm having friends over all the time to watch stuff. And in terms of TV shows, what are my favorite TV shows at the moment? I mean, this changes from week to week, but a couple of shows I've watched recently that I really dig. One of them is Beef, which was on Netflix, and that's basically the story of this parking lot road rage incident that ends up consuming the lives of the two individuals involved in this incident, and it gets really, really crazy. That was an awesome show. I really dug it. What else? Me and my wife Sherry just finished watching Evil, and I think that was on one of the streaming services as well. And that's a show of these three individuals who work for the Catholic Church and investigate potential possessions, and they recommend exorcisms. They investigate the supernatural and that kind of stuff. Really good show. I can't wait for the next season. I also recently watched Tulsa King. That's the newest one from Sylvester Stallone. I dug that, man. Yes, it was cheesy. Yes, it was over the top. Yes, it was ridiculous. And yes, it was completely perfect for Sylvester Stallone. I loved it. I can't wait for season 2 of that one to drop. And again, tons of shows, man. I'm always watching shows. Me and Sherry, believe it or not, just finished watching The Golden Girls. All seasons. I think there was like 125 episodes, and that was on Disney Plus. It took us, I think, 2 years to watch all of those. But it's kind of fun to revisit the old shows, right? Before we watched Golden Girls, we watched all the Three's Companies. So I'm not sure what vintage show we'll watch next, but those are always fun to check out. And with the streaming services and everything available today, there's no shortage of great shows. So if you have any recommendations of other shows I should check out, let me know in the comments. All right, 33ers, how would you have answered today's questions? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching. I'll be back again really soon. Until then, keep on spinning.